Hey, what's going on, guys? Dr. Sean J. Harris here, Generational Wealth Academy. Great morning to everybody. Hey, listen, my topic today is, should I go to college? Many times people are led to believe that college is going to be your only way for success. I remember reading a book with Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, in there. And one of the things that Ray Kroc said is that education, and I'm paraphrasing here, but an education is not guaranteeing success, and the lack of that college education, for example, will not be a detriment to your success either. So should your kids go to college? That's going to be a personal preference. Many times I see people say that my kid is going to college no matter what, and when you ask that parent, well, what are they going to school for? What are they going to study? Well, I don't know, but they're just going to college. That's not the wisest approach to success, I think. And also it forces a child to do something that it's like the parent is living vicariously through that kid. So here's my thoughts on the necessity of college. The necessity of college is based on what you're going to do. If it requires you to have to get a degree, such as being a biochemist, a doctor, an attorney, even perhaps an engineer, then it makes sense to go to college. But just to go to college for liberal arts or for just because that's what I'm supposed to do, I wouldn't suggest that as the top choice, not for my kids anyway. As many of you guys know, Caden is in a dual program. He's currently a high school senior and taking college courses as well. So the aim for my kids, if they decide they want to go to college, whether physically or just online, it's going to be pretty much for networking purposes. That's the benefit of college. The purpose isn't just to go to memorize different subjects that you may or may not ever use again in life, but that is your playground for creating a massive network. Your network will then translate into your net worth. So it is true that the saying, it's who you know and not necessarily what you know, because I know people who have more degrees than a thermometer and still not hitting on all cylinders financially. So it's a combination of what you know, but more importantly, who you know, who can help lessen your learning curves, who can help you. What I always like to use is OP whatever, other people's time, other people's credit, other people's expertise, other people's money. So you don't have to rely just strictly on your end all, the be all knowledge or skill set. So you have to learn how to leverage skill sets of other people. See, here's one thing about successful people. We're successful because we know how to hire and employ other people who are experts in their particular fields. So my aim isn't to wear every single hat in my corporations. My goal is not to be the know-it-all, the big eye. So the point is to have teams around you which culminate in building systems. Once you have systems in place, that's what makes jobs easier. See, it's not about working hard. It's about working smart. And you do that by, again, putting together teams and building out systems. So, again, sending your kids to college just because that's what your parents told you had to do, or your grandparents said this is the way to succeed, that was good information for yesteryear, for generation. But in moving forward, it depends on what your child is going to do that determines if they really need to go to college or not. And even if they do go to college, there's ways of going to college funding it completely free. Like our oldest son, DJ, he is United States Air Force. He learned a skill set completely paid for by the United States Air Force. He's also in a position where he can go to school and take classes now in a whole different skill set. When he gets out of the military, he still has access to funding for college if he decides to go into even a third career path or skill set. So this will be completely penny free. So it's different ways to get education. And again, I always like to talk about education just to be clear. There's three types of education. The first type of education was called a scholastic or an academic education. This is where we learn how to read, write, arithmetic. This is positioning us to be able to trade our time for money, i.e. a job. Second type of education is what's called a professional education. A professional education hones in on our skill set. Again, like the professions I named earlier, whether it's a biochemist, physician, or an attorney, engineer, something like that, where it tends to increase your skill set and it positions you where you now typically have your own practice or be self-employed, where you tend to make a little bit more money, well, a lot bit more money, but it can also be a deficit as it relates to your time. So this again puts us in a vicarious situation as well to see, do we want our time, do we want our money, or do we want both? In order to get both, you have to have financial education. That's the third type of education, which is not taught in our school systems. So having a financial education allows you to understand the mechanics, the workability of money, the laws of money, how to first create money, how to hold on to money, and then how to grow the money. So that's the most important type of education that you're not going to get in college. You're not going to get in just traditional schooling. This is usually self-taught, self-learned, and getting in the right rooms, getting proper mentorship and coaching. That's how you acquire financial education. So understanding those three different types of education will position you to know which route you, your kids, or your grandkids should go as it relates to, should I go to college? Okay, guys, so I hope that was a great value add. I'm Dr. Sean J. Harris. Make impact and make money while you're doing it.